Hey, what's up, nerds? Paul Conti here. I just had an idea that I've been bouncing around for a project that wanted to kind of run it out there to the YouTube community and see if other people thought that this sort of thing was a good idea. So, something I've been kind of beating the drum about for a while now with Age of Sigmar in general is this idea that Age of Sigmar has evolved now to the point where the game has become increasingly complex. It's been out for about 2.5 years, and I really feel that the 4-page rulebook no longer really is adequate for actually playing the game, learning the game on a higher, more technical level. There's a lot of questions that simply cannot be answered by the rulebook, and there is a pretty extensive FAQ, and it is very difficult to extract meaningful information from the FAQ. Basically, for want of a better way to put it, because it's really disorganized for the kind of information that they're putting out there. It's, they'll put something in, say, like the order FAQ, and you read what they're FAQing on a specific war scroll, and you're like, wait, this is actually a general rule that applies to a whole bunch of other stuff too. So why is this buried in the order FAQ? That's the sort of thing that I've been thinking about. So, I have kind of given up on the notion that Games Workshop is going to produce a comprehensive rules supplement. I think they are very much married to the 4-page rulebook concept and the FAQ concept, and I don't think they're going to deviate from that. So, the project that I'm really proposing is to say, screw it, let's, as a community, mainly me, come together, put the 4-page rulebook and all the FAQs and all of the other public statements that GW has made regarding rules, put all of that together in a well-organized, codified rules supplement that is thoroughly cross-referenced and, reviewed by multiple people to, everybody agrees that this is the correct interpretation of what GW is saying, and really have a robust rules supplement for Age of Sigmar in a community-driven sort of way. And I'm thinking, the same sort of idea that, Scroll Builder was, a community project that made it easier for everybody to build armies. I want to create a community rulebook that just sort of assembles everything that GW has said and puts it into a way that is easily searchable and referenceable, and it actually helps you answer things rather than, you go to a TO and say, oh, I have this question on this thing, and they said, oh yeah, there was an FAQ on that. Well, what FAQ was it in? What edition of what FAQ was it in? Is it the most up-to-date FAQ? And it's really hard to point to those things sometimes, and sometimes people get it wrong. Sometimes they interpret the FAQ incorrectly. There's often a lot of debate as to what an FAQ even means, and I'm hoping to at least, come to some community consensus on those things, and in the project that I'm proposing, identify things that are interpretations that are up for debate, shall we say. Yeah, so that's the idea, guys. That's what I'm thinking of throwing out there, is really building a comprehensive Age of Sigmar rulebook that can be a reference for tournament organizers and competitive players, that assembles all of the free public information that Games Workshop has put out there regarding the rules of Age of Sigmar in a more easily accessible and referenceable sort of way, so that we're all a little bit more on the same page about the rules of the game. And hey, maybe if I cross my fingers and the stars align, maybe I'll end up like the guy that made Scroll Builder and have it get acquired by GW and get a job there, which would be kind of awesome. Anyway, I really want to put this out there as, I don't want to overly slam GW for their rules. And it's something that I am very frequently negative about the GW rules team. Not because I think they're making a bad game, it's because I think they're writing sloppy rules. And the fact that we need so many FAQs and that they think a 4-page rulebook is adequate for the level of complexity of game that they have created to be playing in a competitive environment, I think that is absolutely nuts, and they really need to rethink that idea. And I would love to see them give the Age of Sigmar community a real comprehensive rulebook. I don't think that is coming from them. So I think I may have to take it upon myself to just do it and say, there's things in, the 4-page rulebook that just bug me incessantly. Like the word battalion doesn't appear anywhere in the 4-page rulebook. Like there is pretty much nothing officially out there for free that tells you how to use battalions. You're supposed to intuitively figure it out or read about it somewhere in a blog. I don't know how they expect you to know how to use battalions. So I think I'm going to start undertaking this project. It might be a pretty big project. If there's anybody interested in collaborating and working on it with me, I'd certainly be open to other people that are interested in collaboration. I know I definitely am going to, if I end up doing this thing before it actually gets a final version published to the public, I would want it reviewed by a number of other very smart people that are very knowledgeable about the rules, and hopefully I could actually get GW's blessing on the thing. If I could actually send it to them and say, are all of my interpretations of the rules in your FAQs correct? And that would be a very nice sort of blessing for them to put on it. I think I would certainly put the caveat at the beginning of the whole thing that, this is our best stab at interpreting and organizing all of the stuff that GW has put out there, and is definitely not official, but it's the best we can really do. I have some ideas. I have some concepts. One of the things that I'm definitely concerned about is, legal issues. I know that, certain aspects of the Age of Sigmar rules are free and available to the public, and then there are things that are, contained in, say, the General's Handbook, that, obviously I wouldn't want to include anything that is from the General's Handbook that is not also in some way free and available to the public. But there are some things that I feel like are sort of in a gray area, like the existence of points, how pitched battle profiles work and all of that. That's sort of all described in the General's Handbook and detailed out in the General's Handbook, but, they put PDFs out there for free that have pitched battle profiles on them. So what does that mean exactly? And there's things that they've put out on, the community page website for free that are snippets from paid products. So I think that's sort of a gray area that I'm going to have to tackle as well if I look at this. So I have reached out to, you know, the Games Workshop Facebook page, at least. I guess that's some sort of quasi-official avenue with the general idea, and just kind of saying, hey, is this an okay thing to do, even? Because honestly, like, it may be controversial, because I'm taking their rule set and saying, you know, I'm rehashing it. And I'm certainly going to be doing a lot of quoting from it. And I'm going to do my best to reference everything and make it as professional as possible. But, yeah, there's a lot of pitfalls, potentially, and it's potentially a lot of work. But it's just an idea that I'm throwing out there, and I think there is a need and a desire for it. Just the selection of people that I threw the idea out there to, shot, text messages to, said, hey, what do you think of this idea? I did not get one negative comment back. Everybody was like, yes, this is a thing we need. And dear God, please, GW, make this. I think I have to find the time to do it. I work full time. I'm a dad. I like to play Age of Sigmar as well. I've got a YouTube channel that I like to keep putting content out there on. And I'm currently working on my master's degree. So there's another time sink. Oh, and I have friends and family too. So this may be a little while in the making. But it is, it's definitely an idea that I want to throw out there and see what other people think of it. I posted it on Twitter as well. Have not gotten too many responses back on Twitter, although my footprint on Twitter is not that large, so I don't really know about how much feedback that's actually even going to garner, because the Twitterverse is big and I am very small. Anyway, guys, that is the basic idea. Hoping for people to throw some feedback down in the comments. If you are interested in collaborating on it, feel free to leave a comment, shoot me a message on Twitter, send me an email. All of the information for that is down there somewhere. Let's see if we can get something started here to make a more comprehensive rule book for Age of Sigmar for the community. Let me know what you guys think. I'll talk to you all later.